So I've got the ring light. Let me show you first of all what you get in the package, and then I'm going to turn it on and you'll see the various lighting effects, the cool, warm and neutral white light. That noise is my dog in the background. And I'll actually turn it on so you can see the difference in, this is just room lighting at the moment, so it's overhead. When I turn this on and have it facing me, you'll see the difference. But let's start with the actual ring light itself. So this is the ring light. Oh, that's quite good. Now you do get a removable tripod, so you could use this for anything really. You could put your camera on it and so on. I've got to say this is pretty flimsy. It feels very, it's plastic. It works, but I wouldn't want to put any stress on this particularly. You get a ball joint tripod socket head, and that's meant to go on here. So what you do then, the idea behind this, is that you can adjust the angle and tilt of the ring light to anything you want, which is fine. I wouldn't use this normally because I would keep the ring light fairly flat, but if you needed to tilt it for a reason, maybe get some shading to one side of the face or something like that, that would be quite handy for that particular purpose. You also get a phone mount. Now this just screws into the inside of the ring mount, so you've got adjustable space here to fit your phone, as you can see, and this the arm is very solid, and it does take a little bit of moving around, but of course it's flexible, so you can position this anywhere you like and so on. And that just actually fits in the center like this, so that you can film yourself. I wouldn't use that normally because I don't use a phone to do filming. The switch here, on off, brightness levels, and also the color temperature. Now this is USB powered, so you can plug it into a USB adapter, a computer, or as I'm going to do here, a power bank, which makes it totally portable. So let's now switch and actually show you the lighting effect when we turn this on. So I've got that set up just here. So it's folded arm's length, which is, I don't know, 18 inches. It's pointed to one side. So that means I should get some shading here, but more light on this side of my face. I'll go through the various settings. Let me turn it on first of all. Wow, that's bright. I'm on manual settings here on the camera. Let me dial that down because that's too bright. In fact, no, what I'll do, I'll show you the power steps here with the actual light itself. So you can see you can get some very subtle gradation there, and you can see how that's mainly lighting this side of the face. And if you wanted more extreme, as you can see here, and then, so you can see it's pretty bright, that's that's bright. Let me take it down to a normal level, something like that. Now, if I use the color temperature button on here, that's a warm light, which usually is flattering for portrait. If somebody's tanned or has darker skin, you may not need that one. Then we have, that's the cool light. And then the next one is going to be what they call the neutral white. So you've got 3 variations of white. Let me just go back to the warm and turn up the temperature a little, the volume of it. So you can see the difference there compared to the cool white and the neutral white. Now the effects you can get there, so we've got the warm, this is back to the neutral, this the cool. You can see the effects pretty good. If it were much further away, I'm not sure how good it would be, and they do suggest to use it for things like beauty lighting and so on. So let me turn this off for a moment. What I'm going to do now, so that's without any lighting, this is just room lighting in daylight. So let me move this here and put it where they recommend and just see if I can get it now. I may struggle to get it now, it's not going to quite work. What I'm trying to do is show you what happens when you use it as a beauty light. So if I hold it here, something like that, it's positioned the way it would be if I had the phone here filming me. So you wouldn't normally see the back here because the camera would be here, of course. So I'm just going to hold that in place and turn that on so that you can see what it looks like when we're this close. I'm going to have to turn the power down, of course. And it may be that my power bank is out of charge. Yep, it is. So I'll come back. Let me recharge. So if you focus on my face rather than the outside shell of the ring light, you can see the kind of effect you would get. See, there's very little shadow behind me. the face is evenly illuminated. There is a little bit of shadow darkness under here. If you zoomed in, you'd be able to see the catch light in my eye. I'm using a wide angle lens, so I can't do that, but I might bring it closer so you can see what I mean. In fact, let me do that. Let me show you what the catch light would look like. Now, whether you like that effect of the ring light in the eyes is purely personal taste. I'm not overly keen on it. I know it's a high fashion look, so the makeup people on YouTube and so on probably would find that okay. As I say, I'm not keen on it for me in a talking head video. But to be fair, most people wouldn't notice, particularly if the camera were a little further back. Now I've got this on a fairly low setting. Let me just get the little remote control there. So the ring light is about about a foot away from me at the moment. Let me just see how much further down in volume power it can go. That's the lowest power. That is the lowest power. So if we go up in power, you can see very bright, too bright. There's a great deal of brightness here. I mean, that really is, I think it's 10 steps. Wow, look at that. So if you're using it close for maybe like, particularly for makeup tutorials, or for a talking head video, if you bring the camera closer so people don't see the outside of the light, I don't think you need it on very high, which is great. It's not hurting my eyes at this level. I think this is the lowest, which is about 10% or something of that region. I'll put that in the written description. So overall, I like this. I don't like the tripod. The tripod is flimsy, it feels cheap. The tripod legs, I'd probably use different ones, quite honestly, just to feel a bit more secure. The actual ring light itself, incredibly small, light. I'm just feeling this now. There's no heat from this at the moment. It's only been on a few minutes, admittedly, but that's a good sign. You can use the ball joint that they give you for other things, and if you film with your phone, you get this nifty little device here, which is very flexible, so you can position the phone at the angle you want. And actually, yeah, I've just banged that on the table. It feels very solid, so that's a good thing. Just to show you what it would look like if I move this where you wouldn't see it, and then bring the lighting up. So what I've done now is position the ring light around the lens of the camera, which is where you'd normally have it positioned, so that you get the maximum kind of invisibility, as it were. And the light's dropped a little bit, as you can see, so I'd probably take this up a one notch. And to me, looking at the screen there, that would be about right. For those of you who are interested, I'm at ISO 500, 1/50th of a second, f2.8 on a Canon EOS M50 using the Canon 22mm f2 EFM lens. If you don't know what any of that means, don't worry about it, just go by what the lighting is like. And just to show you again what the daylight is like with my overhead lights, I've got 5 of them there, although my blind is down at the moment. Let me show you what it's like without the light. Massive difference, as you can see, and that's with the light. Okay, I hope that helps. Thanks for watching.
Bueno, aquí tenemos el foco. A mí me parece una pasada. La iluminación que tiene es brutal. Además con diferentes intensidades y diferentes colores. Y la verdad es que la calidad de imagen cambia muchísimo. Es súper cómodo de colocar en cualquier sitio. Y la verdad que lo recomiendo 100%. Mirad.